Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the good old WTD question mark here on my channel, the absolute longest running series on this YouTube channel, and I'm still going at it, man. Holy freaking crap, I've got over 100 videos at this one. I think a little about 130 or so, but today's video is going to be a remake of one that I've done a few years ago. So whenever I do a remake, even wearing the same shirt and stuff, I think I even have the same style. I shaved, in case you guys haven't noticed, I shaved before recording today, so I'm looking good. And I think I also shaved in the original before doing it, so I look pretty much exactly the same, except for a different scenario and stuff, And now on that occasion, I did something that was a little different than what it's going to be today, So basically, because I've been playing a lot of Disneyland Adventures, I think that at this point, either the last video or the one after this will be the final one, in the whole Adventures playlist there, So I figured, hey, what better time than to do a video talking about people who have died at Disney parks? It's very, after playing such a sweet, innocent, and wholesome game, what better way to top it off than do this, just like throw a monkey wrench into the whole thing, And the first time that I did this video, I did more of like a map, a timeline of sorts of the deaths, the years that they happened, the people's names and what they died from, but rather than focusing on that, I'm going to be giving you guys actual demographics, related to the deaths in these two parks, In case you guys don't know, Disneyland is the one in California and Anaheim that opened in 1955 and was always directly supervised by Walt Disney himself. He even had like a residency there. He had a little bit of his own personal quarters there where he would stay with his daughters, during the park where he would work after hours. And then that park there gets roughly about 18 million visitors per year, so that's a lot of tourists going there to spend their money, And over in Florida, we have the one in Orlando, which is Disney World, which I think you can call Walt Disney World Resort, in Orlando. These parks have changed names over the years, and you can actually refer to them as different ones, but still, I guess just calling one Disneyland and the other Disney World also makes sense, So now the thing is that, unsurprisingly, a lot of people have met their demise, in these parks, because even though they are known to be the most magical place in the world, they are still theme parks where a lot of things can go wrong, and throughout all of these decades, there have been quite a few fatalities, However, I do believe that there is a general consensus right now, at least here in my research, the most updated list that I could find on Google, there have been a total of 87 deaths in Disney, in both parks right now, from a pool of 84 different incidents, So that's a pretty scary ratio, man. That's a lot of people dying from random incidents here and there that can involve anything from accidental drowning to falling off rides, or having a pre-existing condition where they have a heart attack, or even being eaten by alligators, or even suicide, getting run over. There are a lot of ways that people can die, and a lot of the families try to file wrongful death lawsuits against the park, but many of the times, as you guys will see, the park itself isn't even responsible, man. People just do stupid stuff, or accidents happen, That's just life, It doesn't make Disney out to be a macabre place filled with death and misery, It's just, the natural sunlight that comes into my living room after it stops raining. Wow. That is nice. It rained for like a few minutes, now it's gone. But anyways, so today's video is going to be just that. I'm going to be giving you guys many details that were not present in the original video. So this really is truly a remake, but the original video kind of sucks, so this one will be better. Maybe I'll use the same title and a very similar thumbnail, we'll see. But now I'm going to give you guys a brief rundown of what happens in these two Disney parks, and how the people die, why they die, and the percentage, the ratio, that kind of thing. I love giving you guys this kind of info in videos, so let's get to it. Now, the very first thing we're going to cover is the wrongful death lawsuit, which when a person dies because of the negligence of another person or an organization like Disney World, the family can file a wrongful death lawsuit, which basically is going to hold that third party responsible, third party is something else, that particular party like Disney responsible, so they can actually receive compensation for the funeral and burial costs, the lost income that they suffered, or just the pain of the loss of the family member, So that's pretty much what it is. It's a very strong grieving process as well. And now in terms of this lawsuit here, you know, now out of all of the 83 reported fatal incidents at the Disney parks, you know, the lawsuit status follows like this, you know. 65% of those incidents involved no lawsuit at all whatsoever, so the family did not seek to sue the park in any measure because maybe they saw that the family member was the one that was responsible for their own death, you know. 14% of them involved a lawsuit in which Disney settled, you know, so they were sued, they went to court, then they settled out of court, you know, which I think means that they paid a large sum of money to just make it go away, you know. 6% of those cases have an unknown lawsuit status, you know, so we have no idea what happened, you know, if the family sued, if Disney went to court, if they took it to trial, we don't know. Another 6% resulted in OSHA fining Disney for safety violations. You know, OSHA is a very complicated thing. It's very dangerous waters to tread. I forgot what the symbol stand for, but it's basically this, it's worse than PETA, you know. It's really annoying when it comes to you know, precautions like this, you know. So yes, they fined the park. 5% of these incidents involved a lawsuit against a third party, so it's not even Disney but a manufacturer of the rides, you know, because sometimes a ride in Disney doesn't really belong to them, you know. Somebody else manufactured that ride and put it there so they can use and profit off of it, so maybe they will sue that third party there for that, you know. And then at last, 4% of these incidents had a lawsuit that was dismissed or the status is unknown, you know. So that makes up the large bulk of it here, you know. So, and of course, 65% being, you know, without any lawsuits filed, Disney is actually in the clear, you know. They're in a pretty good zone right now. However, the demographics of the victims are a little startling because basically 15% of the deaths are children under 10 years old, okay. So that is already tragic enough in and out of itself, you know, a lot of kids dying. And 17% are tweens and teens between 11 to 18 years old, you know. So you're a little older, you know what you're doing, you're a little bit more responsible, so if you do something dumb, that's on you, you know. And then 44%, the biggest bulk, you know, are adults, you know, from 19 to 64 years old. And these people really can be held accountable for what they did, you know. They knew what they were getting into, so if they died, that really is entirely on them, you know. And 9% of the deaths are seniors, you know, which are 65 years above, you know, 65 years or older. So yeah, they can be susceptible maybe because of an existing medical condition or something, you know, or maybe not being used to how quick the ride goes. I don't know. It can be a lot of different factors there. And 15% is unknown. The remaining 50% is completely unknown. We don't know the age there, you know, but still, I mean, the fact that kids die here, man, is just pretty scary, you know. And also, guests aren't the only ones who die. Employees can also suffer grisly fates, man, because 79% of the deaths accrue to the guests, you know, the people who actually come from outside and visit, you know, and the remaining 21% are the employees who died while trying to operate rides and stuff or trying to help other guests, you know. There was this one incident where a girl was on stage during a play and she was crushed by the revolving door or wall or something, you know. That was just terrible. Employees can fall too, you know, so they can fall from high places and die, so it's crazy, dude. So anyway, now we have a breakdown of the cause of deaths, you know. So now death from natural causes make up about 25% of the fatalities at Disney, you know, so a pretty interesting margin there. And suicides and even murders account for 14%. Yes, people do murder other people in Disneyland parks, you know. So now here we go. Now death, there have been 22 deaths from natural causes, you know. So sometimes a senior citizen will just pass out or have a stroke or something or a heart attack, you know. That just happens completely, you know. Sometimes it's just people will die naturally because they're people, you know. And then there were 10 deaths, both from suicide and drowning. So 10 suicides and 10 accidental drownings, you know, accounting up for that. And there were also 8 deaths from falling, you know. So maybe you fall off of a ride or something, a roller coaster or anything related to that, and you fall and ultimately meet your end. And then there are 5 deaths for 3 different categories, which is crushing, head injury, and blunt force trauma. So 5 deaths for each of those categories there, you know. So yeah, sometimes they might fall and hit their heads or something. You know, blunt force trauma can be you crashing or somebody hitting you. There are 4 deaths by plane accident, which is what the hell? There are planes crashing into the park. Now, I don't really get what that one is. There are 3 deaths for both getting run over or dragged by a ride and also unknown. Why would you put unknown there? That's just stupid. Anyway, 3 deaths by being run over by a ride or a car or dragged by it. You know, maybe a roller coaster, you get dragged and dangled and hit something else, you know. There are 2 deaths each for vehicle accident and alligator attacks, you know. So 2 deaths for being hit by a car and, no, sorry, No, sorry, I got mixed up here. 2 deaths each, you know, by being hit by a vehicle and also a vehicle accident. So you can get hit by a car, or maybe you're the one who drives the car and it hits something, you know, I don't really know, but there are 2 deaths for each of them. And now the rest of these down here have just been 1 death attributed. So you guys are gonna see the number 1 showing up here until I finish, you know. There was 1 death by an alligator attack, a myopic meningoencephalitis, a boat accident, a brain hemorrhage, decapitation. Holy hell, man. How did that happen? Explosion, pulmonary embolism, shooting, and a stabbing. Yes, there was 1 shooting and 1 stabbing that led to a death each in Disneyland or Disney World, you know, which I'm guessing might be a criminal, or maybe I think there was a story of this jealous ex-boyfriend who went there because his girlfriend worked there, so he shot her, you know. It was just freaking crazy, dude, you know. But now let's talk about the fines and settlements real quick, you know. I don't even know if this is necessary, because there's talking about money and settlements and stuff, you know. That's just stupid, you know. That's not important. So basically, guys, there are a lot of deaths that happen in these parks, you know, for different reasons, and this just goes to show that sometimes, a lot of times, it's not really a place to have fun, because if you have too much fun, you can indeed just perish. It's actually kind of frightening in a bit to look back on this, you know, because like I have been to Disney, you know, as a kid, you know, 3 times, you know. At the time, I believe me and my parents went to Animal Kingdom, Epcot. No, I don't think we've been to Epcot. I don't think we ever went to Animal Kingdom. There were different parks at the time. I just forgot what they were, but actually I think we went to Magic Kingdom twice, you know. And then the other one was is Downtown Disney still a thing? Because, I don't know, we went to so many parks. We went to Busch Gardens, Universal Studios, you know, we went to a bunch of different stuff, and I just don't remember. But I'm pretty sure at the time when there were just 5 parks, we went to 3 different ones. At least that's what my dad said when I was a kid, you know, and I still remember. And it's funny because Disney World is the place where the most deaths occurred, because 87 in total, right? However, 62 of those deaths were in Disney World, you know, in Florida, and then the remaining 25 were in California. So it's funny how I went multiple times to the place where that had the most deaths, you know. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a little rundown of what it's like, you know, of how crazy it is for these people to die in a place that's supposed to be so peaceful. But I mean, the alligator attack is the craziest one to me, in my opinion, because if you have a theme park where kids go and they go to relax and they can openly explore the park, why the hell would you have alligators in the lake, man? Why not, like, isn't there a way for you to go and I mean, it's not freaking you know, what's it called, the Everglades tour or whatever the hell it was called, you know. I mean, dude, it's not Busch Gardens either. It's not like a zoo, you know. I don't think that you should have live animals anywhere near a Disney resort, but that's just my opinion, you know. The parks have obviously gotten much safer as the years have gone on, you know, and I'm sure that many of these deaths happened, you know, back in the day. Actually, if you guys look at the list of deaths, quite a few were recent, you know. It does happen, but I don't really think there's a way to reduce deaths, because it's just gonna happen. Like I said, there are many that are from natural causes, so I don't know if there's a way to actually keep it from happening, but people can just try to be less dumber and be safer, and the parking place can try to orient them better, you know. I really don't know, but the day that I go back to Disney, because I do hope to one day visit again, hopefully, you know, I don't come to a grisly end myself, you know. Imagine recording a vlog there and then suddenly I get run over or something, you know. But still, get rid of the damn alligators, okay, even though there was just 1 death, and stop letting freaking serial killers, you know, stop letting crazy ex-boyfriends in there to kill their girlfriends, you know, and this and that or whatever, you know. Stop letting people get shot and stabbed. It's a place for you to meet the characters like Mickey and Minnie, Pluto, Goofy. Stop letting people... okay. Alright, let's just chill, let's relax, okay? We're coming up to the end of the video now because my battery is low, so I gotta finish up, you know? If you guys happen to enjoy this video, you know, this little trip down this lane, I'm sorry if I'm rushing here, you know? This video was originally supposed to be a little longer, but, you know, I mean, I'm kind of running low on time here. I'm a little pressed. I gotta go have lunch, then go to work, and my battery is low, so it's the perfect storm of things happening here. So anyway, guys, if you happen to enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell too so you can know exactly what time I upload. And let me know in the comments below if you've ever been to Disney, you know, if you live in Florida or California or anywhere in the US and you've been there, just let me know. I would love to hear about your experiences. Maybe I can also share my own. I've been thinking about doing a video showing the photos, but I don't think I can because they're in a photo album, so I don't have them digitalized. But it's all good, guys. That's it for now. This is Chazzy. A very dark video, but I'm trying to put a little bit of a comic twist here at the end so it doesn't get so serious, you know. But yeah, this is Chazzy signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen. It's kind of ironic, you know, how a place that's so magical and full of fun and love can have people dying, man. I just don't know. It just freaking crap.